In a recent news briefing after a state executive council meeting, Edo State government said plans are underway to probe what it described as a $31 million project by the past administration of Chief Lucky Igbenedion.
This project was called Ava Cement Company, situated at Egbegiri, near Igbeshi, in the Edo local government area of Edo State. The company was supposed to produce cement. The Ava Cement Company had 75% shares. Edo State government was given 15% shares, and 10% shares was reserved for quote-unquote other Nigerians. A memo was issued by the then commissioner, Pashanu, under Lucky Igbenedion's administration, to get ESCO approval for this money to be withdrawn.
The state government's intention has drawn the anger of some Edo State residents who described the issue as diversionary, mischievous, misleading, and highly unacceptable. Some respondents who spoke on the government's intention to probe the former administration faulted the timing of the probe, describing it as vindictive and an afterthought aimed at witch-hunting people with whom the administration has political differences. They said since governance is a continuous exercise, the state government should have continued from where previous administration stopped instead of raising what they described as a false alarm when available records show that the fund in question was judiciously utilized. The respondents said it is instructive that Edo people are now wiser, as they can no longer be deceived by an allegation which they said can best be called a propaganda to unduly portray the past administration in bad light.
I read this thing in the papers. My reaction when I saw the caption was that maybe there was a period Lucky took $31 million out of the state coffers. But when I read the breakdown, I discovered that he tied this so-called money to projects. He talked about fruit juice, he talked about the factory at Igbeshi, he talked about the cement factory proposed, and the rest of them. Even on his own said the thing went to 90% completion. All that being, is he going to say Lucky should refund this money to the state on account of the fact that he misappropriated or diverted it, or he didn't use the money properly? Because as far as I'm concerned, government is a continuum. If one decides to set up a project and he didn't complete it and he has done it to a level, the successor in government will have to come and complete it. But what I am seeing now is not so. They are now trying to say that the project he was not able to complete, he should be held liable to refund the money to the state. That is unacceptable. That is witch hunting.
Before Oshomole can be talking of probing Lucky Igbenedion, let him probe himself. Airport Road, 9 kilometers. He tagged at 9 billion. Where is it done? We are not in riverine area. Why did he not probe Lucky Igbenedion in the first 4 years of his tenure? Why did he not probe Lucky Igbenedion at the beginning of his second term? Because now he is the unofficial Minister of Information. He is the unofficial Minister of Justice, who pronounces everybody guilty. He wants to probe Lucky Igbenedion. He will shoot himself in his feet. It's a bad decision.
I don't think anybody or any Edo person will be against probe. But what we look at is that the law should be followed. One, what I see in all of this is that the Edo State government does not have the power to prosecute economic crime. It is the EFCC. And if they say, okay, they are setting up a probe panel to look at it, you've already condemned the man. Even before the setting up of the probe panel, you have already said that the business, which the $31 million was budgeted for, was criminal, was going to be a criminal business or activity, and that the government still went ahead to, appropriate that much money on it. So you have already condemned the man even before the setting up of a probe panel. So that means the Edo State government cannot even, preside over the complaint against Chief Lucky Igbenedion, because he has already been condemned in the first place. And one would have expected that a government that has been in place for 7 years now, and this thing happened even long before the government came on board, should have a government that is proactive, a government that is serious-minded, ought to have looked at these things and forward it to the relevant agency like the EFCC in this case.
The respondent said the state government embarked on a similar venture of probing another administration in the past, only to abandon the probe midway, apparently out of political interest. They advised the administration to concentrate on delivering the dividends of democracy to the people of Edo State instead of dissipating its energy on vindictive ventures that are uncalled for. Efosa Uwangwe reporting.